Hi, hello, and welcome to Cereal Box Cartoons. I'm Justin.
And I'm Megan, and this is our pod.
This episode, we will be talking about the How to Train Your Dragon Trilogy and what we love and not so love about it.
Since we will be talking about the franchise as a whole, there will be major spoilers, so you have been warned.
Let's dive right into it.
Thank you for nothing, you useless reptile.
I'm going to be honest, this was probably one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Yeah, me too. Watching it just reminded me back of when I was sick and it was on TV. It's just such a happy, good time.
It makes you feel like you're filled with this childhood wonder of this full world filled with dragons. And even though people hate dragons in the first movie, you see how they develop and Hiccup and Toothless develop their bond.
Yeah, especially when that one scene, it's just a complete montage. It's one of my favorite montages of all time.
Yeah, Hiccup just brings Toothless a fish, and then it leads to them drawing together. And the iconic scene where Hiccup touches Toothless for the first time, and Toothless actually trusts him. I remember reading somewhere that when they do touch and Toothless flinches away for a second, it was actually an animation error, and they kept it because it helped show the trust and how Toothless still didn't fully trust him until that moment.
While talking about that scene, one of the best parts about it is the music. This movie has amazing music.
Specifically, the music that plays during their first flight together, Test Drive, it's one of my favorite songs in all movies, period. When I watched that scene again, it's been years since I've seen the scene, and I had literal chills.
Yeah, and that final scene is also great. I love the symbolism between Hiccup is what ends up making Toothless lose his tail, and Toothless is partially to blame on why Hiccup loses his leg. And seeing both of them have to help each other cope with losing a limb is one of the greatest parts of the first movie.
This is why I never married. This and one other reason.
One thing's for sure, the second one is way prettier than the first one. And I didn't even think that would be possible because the first one looks amazing.
Both movies look stunning, but 2 is it's out of this world.
Especially a lot of the new dragon designs. I think that when you first see the dragons, they're a little scarier because we're supposed to fear them at first. But since the second one, we're already know that they're cute and stuff. They just go full out, and all the dragons are so colorful, and it looks gorgeous.
I also really love how they built upon Hiccup and Toothless' relationship in the second one, because in the first one, it showed their relationship building to the point where they became friends. But in 2, it just shows how much they love each other. And that really makes it hurt in the scene when Hiccup's dad dies because of Toothless being mind controlled. And you see how much it hurts Hiccup, and he tells Toothless to go away.
Yeah, again, the relationships in these movies are great, where I love the fact that Hiccup is only willing to forgive Toothless because of what his mom says. His mom's the one who consoles him on the fact that Toothless was not at fault for the death. And I think in this movie, more than any of the other ones, it's really apparent that Toothless and Hiccup's arcs are tied. And almost every step Hiccup takes is the same step Toothless is going to take. Because they both lose a limb. They both become chief in some way to all of dragons or all of their town. And then that's even furthered in the third one.
Marry him, please. You're the only one with any sense around here.
I'm going to be completely transparent. I still love this movie, but out of the 3, this was probably the weakest in my opinion. What I loved most about the first and second movie is how much front and center Toothless and Hiccup's relationship was, and that kind of took a bit of the back burner with his relationship with the Light Fury.
Although I do agree to that to some extent. Just I love the relationship between them. It's so adorable to see just 2 little dragons who are in love.
I think one thing that I don't like as much about the Light Fury and Toothless relationship is that while they do become close and it is really cute, I feel like the whole point of all 3 movies is to talk about Hiccup and Toothless's relationship, and Toothless did not seem like he missed Hiccup at all when Hiccup found him in the hidden world.
I feel like Toothless's departure with the Light Fury is less about the Light Fury itself and more of just that these 2 needed each other to grow, and now that they're at their final stages of growing, their bond is as far as it can go, and they don't really need each other as much. And it's okay for them to say goodbye to each other. And that's what everyone learns with their dragons at the end of the movie.
The world believes the dragons are gone, if they ever existed at all. But we Burkians, we know otherwise.
I feel like which one of these movies is going to be my favorite is going to change over time. Like, I used to think the second one was my favorite, then it was the first. Now I like them all evenly. That's probably going to change as well over time. But I'm just really happy we did this because any excuse to rewatch these movies is always good.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, purely because of nostalgia, 1 is my favorite. It's an amazing movie. And then I'd say 2 is right behind it because 1 just feels so special to me. It's what started the franchise and it started this amazing series. And 2, while it's more emotional, I love the building of trust that Toothless and Hiccup have in the first movie. And then 3 is my least favorite for the reasons I said before.
Thanks for listening to our pod.
And a special thanks to Orion Boone for helping create our cover art.
Until next time.